Ring-a-ding-ding kitties, Crack and Cody here, and welcome to the very first speculation episode of The Walking Dead. Now, I just got off work, so I'm tired. But anyway, I plan on doing this. I went ahead, originally I was going to do Cody's Controversial Corner every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I was going to do 3 of these, Mondays, Wednesdays, Sundays, like after the episode. But I've decided I'm going to do Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. Better. So I'm going to do them both on the same day. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so this episode is going to be mostly about speculation of what I think is going to happen this next half of the season of Walking Dead and what is either confirmed or rumored to happen. And I'm going to try to go through this pretty fast because I don't want this to go over like 10, 12 minutes. So I'm just going to ramble. Anyway. So, we left off with the governor karate chopping Hershel's head with a sword, and then getting shot. So, we left off with the prison falling, which was the biggest loss this last season. Rick and Carl go off their own direction, which they're the last people we see. Beth and Daryl go off. Michonne, Tara, Lily shot the governor. She's probably still around the prison. Maggie, Sasha, and Bob, Glenn and the bus of people, Tyrese, and Lizzie and Micah? I should probably actually look that up. But I have it here just in case I didn't, it is Micah. Man, is it Micah or Micah? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, everyone's scattered. And that's where we leave off. They have been releasing promos. Everyone's seen the trailer. I'll probably post the trailer probably right here, so you guys can see that. They've been releasing this past marathon on New Year's. It's hot in here. This past marathon on New Year's, they released a bunch of small promos, 10-second promos. One of them had Carl backing up to a door, which in this episode there are going to be spoilers. Dang it. By now I have said spoilers, so I'm going to put that in the title and description. Anyway, Carl is backing up to a door and there's walkers coming in. If you've seen in the trailer, in the little sneak peek, he's leading zombies down the hill. And that episode is highly reflected in Volume 9, which is Here We Remain, which is mostly a Carl-centric volume in my opinion. It's Rick and Carl on their own essentially throughout the volume. Rick comes down with, I want to say, a flu. It's been a while since I've read. I'm going to say a flu. And at the end of this novel is where they meet up with Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene, which are confirmed for this next part of the season. They've been casted. We've seen a picture of Abraham already, who is one of my favorite characters, by the way. And Morgan Jones, this is a side note, Morgan Jones has also been confirmed to be back, which his appearance takes place in Volume 10, where Rick, Abraham, and Carl travel to, and they run into him. I don't think in the comics they plan that. Yeah, it's Volume 10, What We've Become, which is a really good volume. So anyway, everyone's scattered, and I believe there's the big question about Judith. In the comics, which is Volume 8, in Volume 8, the governor has his forces attack. Oops, sorry. And Lily shoots Lori with a shotgun, and the blast goes through her, and she falls and crushes baby Judith. And that's very clearly seen by Rick, by everyone. So, in the TV series, there's a bloody car seat. It's very vague. Personally, I do think she died. I don't think they wanted to show a dead baby on screen. I do think they killed off Judith. Some people speculate that Tyrese grabbed her, but if you watched in the promo, or in the trailer, Tyrese is by himself in the 3 times he appears, and I really don't think that Lizzie and Micah could take care of the baby, and Tyrese is just off smashing zombies with a hammer. I think Judith is dead. I really hope that she is dead because that's what happened in the comics, and I don't think there's much more we can do with the baby. talking about Lizzie and Mika just remind me, another thing, they've confirmed that, actually, the guy who plays Rick, Andrew Lincoln, said that in one of these episodes in this part of the season, this first one with Carl is Big Carl, and one later on is very, he said, controversial, probably the most controversial. In the comics, I was thinking, in Volume 10, I do believe, What We've Become, Ben and Billy are still alive. That is Alan and Donna's kid, and Ben was in the TV show. And he was in the TV show, what was it? It was the season premiere of the second part on Season 3, like the season, you know. Ben, Donna, Tyrese, Sasha, and Alan enter the prison, and then Ben got shot by Meryl. But aside the point, I think Lizzie and Mika take place of Ben and Billy from the comics, and in the comics, Ben would be like the Lizzie character. Ben is like, in the comics, he's like, he goes a little crazy. He starts dissecting animals and killing animals, and then eventually Ben kills his brother Billy. Just kills him. And in a part of the comic, they're deciding what to do with Ben, because he's like a 9-year-old kid. They don't know what to do with him. They lock him in a van, and at night Carl sneaks out and shoots Ben, just kills him. He takes charge apparently. I think that's what the controversial episode is going to be. Lizzie is going to kill Mika, her sister, because there's been a bunch of rats in Season 4. That was Lizzie. Some people think that Lizzie actually killed Karen and David. I don't know about that, but that'll be interesting when Carol comes back. In the comics, Carol is dead. She already killed herself. And in the comics, Tyrese is also dead, which I'll get to that later. Anyway, back to Lizzie. I think that controversial episode is Carl killing Lizzie. I think that's... Anyway, yes. I think that's what's going to happen. It just makes sense. Story-wise, it makes sense. That's what they should do. That would be awesome. That's just like the comics, Okay. Anyway, on to another big announcement. We saw the governor's death this last season, and he was the main villain for Season 3, first half of Season 4. And there's lots of speculation about what's going to happen next. And now, recently, and thank you, this is for the governor page, so thank you for the governor for posting this, and I just saw this right before I got on, but apparently it has been highly speculated that there's been cast for Chris and Teresa. Chris is the leader of the Hunters, and Teresa's kind of just a floater. Oh, here it is. Volume 11, Fear the Hunters, my favorite volume. Hunters are my favorite, by far. I love the Hunters.